Hey there, I'm just a guy having fun at the range. Let's go shoot something. So I had a friend ask me to make a video so that he could see what I was shooting. So I'm here on vacation in Los Alamos, New Mexico. This is one of their pistol pits. They've got nice steel knockdown targets. And I decided for my last day here that I would just go ahead and put a couple of rounds through everything that I brought with me. So these are all the handguns that I brought with me, just to have some fun here. So we're shooting at about 15 yards. Those are 8-inch steel plates down there. And I'm just going to run through each of these guns, just give you a preview of what we've got. We're starting with small caliber to large caliber. So I only brought 22s, 9mm, and 40s with me this time around. So I've got a couple of 22s here, the Ruger SR22s and a Ruger Mark III. This is actually a new one. This is a Kel-Tec PMR 30. It's in 22 Magnum. And then a whole bunch of 9mm, starting with the Glock 43, the Glock 48, the Glock, essentially a Glock 26. It's actually a converted Glock 27, and then a converted Glock 23, so essentially a Glock 19, and then a custom built. This is a PF 940 CL that I've got a custom upper on, so it's kind of a mix between a Glock 19 and a Glock 17. And then I have my Glock 24 converted down to 9mm, so Glock 17L essentially. Springfield XDM 5.25 in 9mm, and then a Rock Island Armory 1911 in 9mm. Then we've got a Glock 23 in 40, and then I have conversion barrels. So this is my 40 cal Glock barrel for my Glock 24. So we'll shoot the actual Glock 24 there, and then I've got a 40 cal for my XDM. So we'll shoot 40 cal XDM as well. And then a 40 caliber 1911, that's an 80% frame, aluminum frame that's been milled out. So I'll shoot that in 40. And then I only brought one revolver with me this time, but it's in 38 327 Magnum. So we'll do a couple of 38s, a couple of 327 Magnums. And we'll just have some fun with this. Alright, so starting off with a Ruger SR22, 22 long rifle. One shot left. Nice. Alright, so that was the Ruger SR22 in 22 long rifle. And I have two of those actually, so that one was my wife's. It's the standard SR22. This one here is another SR22. It's got the 4.5-inch barrel, so it's just a little bit longer. Doesn't really do too much, I just like the aesthetics of it a little bit better. We'll go ahead and run that one. Alright, so again, these are 8-inch plates at 15 yards, so it's not a terrible feat to hit them. Especially at the 22. So, but lots of fun shooting 22 at steel. Next up is my Ruger Mark III. It's the Mark III Hunter. I think it was a special edition tallow, so it's got the blued fluted, but an incredibly accurate pistol. Let's see if I can do it justice. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'll shoot the tree. Yeah, those are hitting it, it's just not spinning it around. You might not be able to see, but there's some 22 only targets over there. Two shots left. Yep. So very accurate pistol. I love those Mark IIIs. Now the Mark IVs are out. Really great guns. So next up is our Celtic PMR 30. So this is a 22 Magnum Celtic PMR 30. The magazines hold 30 rounds. I've only got, I think, 20 in here, which is still a ridiculous amount. Very nice light recoil on it. It's kind of got a weird grip angle, but more straight up and down if you like that. See how it runs? I might shoot the tree with this guy a little bit, just because I've got so many rounds. I don't want to keep pulling up the plates. Hold up. Oh my goodness, that thing is crazy. So it's a ton of blast, but it's really not that powerful of a kick. It's just a lot of blast in there. So I think I was actually hitting high. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, a little bit low. There we go. Yep. Alright, let's get some steel back up. Goodness sakes. Oh, that thing's got a bang. Quite the bang. Ugh. It's a really fast round. I think these ones are rated at 1,800 feet per second. That's probably their speed out of a rifle barrel, but it's still rather fast. It's a 22 caliber bullet. I think these are 40 grain bullets, but they're hitting that steel with quite a bit of authority. Come on. There it is, last shot. Got her down. Alright, so that's it for the 22s. Now we'll move into the 9mm. So the first one that I have up is Glock's Slimline Single Stack Glock 43. It doesn't quite fit my hand perfectly, but it's not too bad. And it is very nice and easy to conceal, very small. But it's a little bit harder to shoot because it doesn't fit my hand very well. Oh boy. So definitely a bit more recoil than a 22, especially with the small frame. You really feel all of that recoil. Alrighty, let's try that again. Ooh, high. So there you go. So that's the Glock 43. This is the Glock 48, came out this year. It's becoming my favorite gun, in part because it's a little bit more concealable. It's just a little bit thinner than a Glock 19, so it fits a holster a little bit better. It fits my hand a little bit better. I love all of the Glocks, but this one is quickly becoming my favorite because I feel like it's a slightly smaller package that I can still shoot really well. Alright, so a Glock 48 9mm. Oh, come on. There we go. Move over to the tree here, see if I can hit any of those. Yep. There's one hiding back there. There it is. Yeah, so a very fun one. I really enjoy that Glock 48. Well, if you like a You know, if you think a standard Glock is a little bit blocky and you just want something a little bit thinner, that's a great one without sacrificing the overall grip length. Fits my hand fairly well. Let's go back down to a subcompact. So this is a Glock, essentially 26. It's a converted 27, so 9mm in the subcompact frame. And we'll shoot some of those baby Glock. And I do like this one a lot. You know, the subcompacts, they're kind of difficult to get used to. Because you've only got about 2 fingers on there. Pinky kind of sits down low. If you use, so I've got a Glock 23 mag in here right now, so my pinky can kind of rest on that. But if you think about putting all the pressure on those 2 fingers, it actually does kind of fill the hand nicely. Again, I like all my Glocks, so I do like this one as well. Yeah, that one did not have a lot of rounds in it. Okay, so that was the Glock 26 essentially. Let's move on down. So now we're into a compact Glock. This would be essentially a Glock 19. It's really a converted 23. And we'll just go ahead and run some rounds through that guy. Let's see what we can do with him. Going too fast. Start missing. Oh. Alright, let's see here. Oh, come on. There we go. Clean it up there at the end. Yeah, I was getting too fast. I'm mashing on the trigger. Alright, so up next is my PF940CL. So it's a compact frame, which means that you can put the compact magazine, so this is like a Glock 23 or a Glock 19 magazine in, and it fits just fine. But the slide is actually a full-size slide. So I could put my Glock 24 slide on here, or another Glock 17, or 34, 35, any of the full-size slides on here. Oh, and this is going to be interesting. So I've got a mix of a couple different types of ammo, and we'll just see how it does. Not too bad. So if you like the grip size of the compact, which I kind of love the size of a compact, but you want a longer slide, you want a longer sight radius, it's a good way to do that. Come on. There we go. Alright, I think I've got 3 shots left. Alright, let's see. 3 for 3. Let's do it. Oh, missed that last one. Oh well. Okay, so moving on. Essentially a Glock 17L. It's really a Glock 24 that I've converted down to 9mm. And so we'll see if we can hit anything with that guy. Should be able to. We're getting into a nice full-size grip, nice long slide, good recoil management, and good accuracy. Alright. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, this is one I've shot quite a bit. And it's getting to the point where I don't even blink with it. I can actually watch the front sight recoil all the way back and hop right back on target. So it makes for a nice quick shooter. That's a favorite amongst people I take shooting. Can't go wrong with a nice long slide Glock, especially this one. So yep, a few shots. I'll just put those on the tree real quick. I think I missed one of those. Alright, so not too bad. Love that long side Glock. That was my favorite for a long time. I'd shoot that for hours on end. Okay, we're moving out of the Glocks into a Springfield XDM. So this is an XDM 5.25 in 9mm as well. And it's another fun one. I mean, it's set up for competition. It's got the fiber optic sights and adjustable sights. It's designed to be shot fast. I actually just shot a Steel Challenge competition with it, and it ran really nicely. So, see if I can shoot it half as well today as I did a week ago. Oh boy. There it is. So just a little bit more snap in it than that Glock. It's just a little bit lighter. So I can't quite ride the sight on this thing. But it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, there we go. Alright, how many we got left? Got enough for another row? Alright, let's see if we can get them all. Oh. And that's it. Missed one. Bummer. Bummer on that one. So that's a Springfield XDM. And we'll see both those again down here when we convert them back to their original calibers. So last thing in my 9mm, this is a 1911 style Rock Island Armory 9mm. Got some nice 10-round mags for them. So it occasionally gives me trouble. It's not the most reliable 1911. Not that 1911s are inherently reliable. It does better than some of the other ones. See how this guy does. Not too bad, not too bad. I do like the fact you get the big, heavy steel frame, so the recoil is really tame. And the 9mm, of course, doesn't pack too much of a punch. So the hardest thing on this one is it's all black sights and I'm shooting on gray plates. So I can almost ride that front sight, but I can't see it against the plate. Oh, I need to either paint the plates or paint the sight. Alright, should have 6 more in there. Let's see if we can go 6 for 6. Yep, I shot low on 2 of those. Driving it again. Okay, so that's it for the 9mm. We're into the 40s now, and I'm just going to take a moment real quick to convert my Glock 24 back to an actual 24. Oof, that barrel's toasty out here in the sun. So there we go. Now we've got a full-size long slide 40 cal, and we'll convert my XDM back to 40 as well. And this spring sometimes gives me some trouble, so if I jump cut, it's because I couldn't get this thing back together in a timely manner. Yep. Oh, come on, you silly thing. Somebody's going to have to teach me the trick to getting these Springfield springs back in. There we go. It seems like every once in a while it goes right in for me. And then every other time, I sit there for an hour trying to get the stupid spring back in. But, alright, so now we've got ourselves a 23, a 24, an XDM in 40, and a 1911 in 40. So just 4 guns in 40. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so starting off with the Glock 23, this is a Gen 3. This is actually my first Glock that I owned. In 40 caliber. Let's see if I can hit anything with it. Yes. Oh my goodness, I'm getting jumpy today. 6 out of 10, that's at 60%. D minus. Alright. Okie dokie. There we go, that's how that one's supposed to go. 6 for 6. Alright, we should have 3 rounds left, 4 rounds left. Missed that one as well. All right. Okie dokie. So moving on down to the full size. So this is a Glock 24. It's actually a 24C compensated, but I took the compensated barrel out because it kept blackening the sight, and so I've got a Lone Wolf 40 caliber barrel in here. But it should shoot pretty nice and easy in a nice long slide. It's a little snappier than the 9mm, being a 40 cal. It's a heavier bullet, but it really still shoots quite nicely. A lot of good tame recoil in that guy. So you just can't miss with this thing. I do appreciate that. It's a good ego boost when you can run plates nice and quick and not miss. Last couple of shots here. Oh, I missed that last one. Pulled it off to the left a little. All right. Love that one. Again, that's one of my favorites. Great for shooting. Very accurately. So we're moving on to the XDM. So this is the 40, which is what this gun was originally chambered in. That was a conversion barrel down to 9. So now it's in 40. Let me get those targets up. The 40 caliber XDM. Alrighty. Yeah, we can do a bit of damage with that one too. I think I'm warming up a little bit now too. It's getting easier to hit those plates. Of course, as soon as I say that, I start flinching and jerking and missing the plates. Oh, come on. Always good if you find yourself starting to miss because you're rushing it. Slow it down, especially when it's not the middle of a competition. There's no points for shooting fast. Guarantee those hit, otherwise you're just wasting lead. Every shot counts. Make them good, make them good. Alright, so that was the XDM in 40. Our last 40 here is a 1911. This is an aluminum frame 1911. It works alright. Doesn't stay back on the last shot though, so we'll deal with that as it comes up. Okie dokie, 40 caliber 1911. Oh, that one feels pretty good today. Well, it's not normally one of my favorites. I'm not a big fan of 1911s. But every once in a while, every once in a while, they feel nice. There it is. Oh boy. Alright, so that's it for the semi-autos. We went from 22 mag, 9mm all the way down to 40. So what we've got left here is my nice Smith & Wesson 686 revolver. This one's in 357 Magnum, which means you can shoot both 38s and 357s, which is kind of a neat feature. The 38s definitely have a tamer recoil, much easier to shoot. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright. Well, I've got 6 shots in a revolver, 6 plates. Let's see what we can do. Come on. Where's you going? Huh. Not sure what was going on there, but it would not lock in on that last one. Felt kind of funny. Smith & Wessons are usually highly reliable. I have, goodness, 4 or 5 of them. My grandfather gave me a .357 Magnum revolver when he was getting on in years and decided he couldn't shoot it anymore. And that has been one of my favorites of all time. I've since got a similar model to it so that I can keep his pristine and shoot something similar. But I do love a nice heavy revolver with .38. It's really nice and soft to shoot. It's almost like shooting I got too excited about how well I was doing with that double action trigger pull. Normally I do it all single action, but that was just fun. Alright, let's jump up to the .357 Magnums. So these guys are just a little bit longer, a lot more energy. Alright. And I think we'll shoot the first string single action, and then we'll shoot the second string double action. Alright, here. I just love how it lays those plates. Oh, got winged by a piece of copper. That kind of stung. So that's one of the dangers of shooting steel. I mean, you're shooting a copper jacketed lead bullet at a hard steel surface. And at these kind of speeds, and the bullet is essentially going to splash on that steel, which is neat because it kind of disintegrates and falls away, and you don't have to worry about it too much. It's not like it bounces straight back at you. But if you've ever thrown a stone into a pond, while the ripples go outwards, you know that some of that water is going to come right back up at the stone. So you do have some stuff coming back at you from the target, but much like the water coming back from that stone falling in the pond, it's a little bit, it's a lot lower energy. But if you get a nice small piece of copper flinging through the air back at you, it'll still do some damage. So definitely wearing eye protection. I should have a hat on as well. You don't want to get hit by that. I've gotten some pretty bad cuts from stuff coming back from the target. Nothing that needed stitches or anything, but you know, digging a chunk of copper out of your face is never a good idea. All right, we're going to do this one double action. We'll see if I can still hit stuff double action. Oh. Yeah, there's that 6th spot again. I don't know what's going on. So I need to get this thing cleaned up. Not sure why, but it's binding on that 6th shot each time I go around. Seems to be in a different place each time though. So I'm not sure if the brass is just getting stuck in there or what. But alright, so that's it. That's all that I brought with me for today. Hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Thanks for watching. Anyway, I'm just a guy having fun at the range.